Welcome back to the channel. My name is Steven. I'm a pharmacist and I own 52 units of real estate. So I kind of want to show my experience of creating content on YouTube for about 2.5 years now, and to kind of share my experience on YouTube, to kind of share how much money I've made on YouTube since getting monetized, and why I'm kind of doing it. So I started creating content in, I think, July of, I want to say, 2022. And I think what prompted me to kind of start creating content was because I was always talking about real estate to my girlfriend at the time, and she was just so sick of hearing it because that's all I talk about all day. So I was just like, interesting. Like, maybe I just will, record some videos or find people who want to listen to me talk about real estate. So I remember I first started off. There's a Facebook group called Subtle Asian Real Estate. I think called SAR for short. And I remember just posting my journey on SAR. And I think at the time in 2022, obviously real estate was a lot more sexy. People were a lot more excited about it. But fast forward to today, real estate kind of lost its hype due to higher interest rates. So people are not as optimistic about real estate and pessimistic about real estate, and for good reason, right? And I have been too. Like, real estate's on hard mode now. Basically, in order to make deals work, you have to do creative financing, and it's hard for beginners to do creative financing. It's even hard for me to do creative financing because it takes a right seller to get the deal. So you're gonna get a lot more rejection, but it just takes one deal, right, to really change your life. And I have a video, talking about that, but it just really takes like one deal. So what I kind of did was I, posted my journey on SAR and got a lot of reception and a lot of positive reception. So I was just like, I had so many questions because, I started off house hacking in the Bay Area, California, single family homes. And then I went out of state to buy a single family in Huntsville, Alabama. Then I bought a 26 unit apartment complex in Oklahoma, a 200 lot mobile home park in Selma, Alabama, and a 20 unit apartment in Oklahoma, right? So I scaled massively. And I bought 80 units in 8 months. And I was able to do that because my single family homes built up so much equity. I worked a high income W-2, so I had a good debt to income ratio, a great credit score. So I was able to do a huge cash out refinance, pull out a bunch of money on my single family homes, which are now cash flow negative because of that. And then, locked in a 3.6% interest rate, which is really low. And then I was able to use that to go leverage that to go buy more apartments, where I bought my 26 unit, with 25% down in renovation costs, and interest rate was 4.25 or whatever, right? And then my mobile home park was seller financed. I bought seller finance in my 26 unit. I did a hard money loan on that. So I remember, I think I was around, so my timeline was, I bought in August of 2021, I bought my 26 unit. November 2021, my mobile home park, and then in, I think, May of 2020, I got my 20 unit. So around July, I was like kind of bored because, like, I was always high on like buying real estate. And I remember I had like believe it or not, I had a mobile home park, RV park under contract as well. But I ended up backing out of the deal because after due diligence, I found out that the lagoon, so lagoon is kind of like a sewage system. Old school sewage system was, number one, not big enough. Number two, it wasn't licensed. And so that was going to cost me like $300,000 to repair. So I asked, hey, like, I'm happy to buy this park, but I'm going to need $300,000 back to fix up this lagoon, right? So the owner wasn't happy of that, and I wasn't happy of that. So, I decided to like back off. And also they had a well on the property for drinking, but the well wasn't like certified or something. So it was for agricultural use only, but they were using it for water. Right. And the owner lived there, he managed it, and he owned it free and clear. So I was just like, hey, like, let's he wasn't willing to play ball with me. So I backed that deal, and thank God I did, right? Because find out that the property management company was no good. So I saved myself a lot of headache there with that. So anyways, and then by July, obviously I was on the high of like buying a bunch of real estate. I tried a bunch of businesses. It's just like buying that dopamine high. So I was just like, I got really bored. I was like, what do I do? Like, so After I posted it on the forum, I got so many responses, right? Like way so many responses. Like people were like DMing me. People, I had like 200 responses on that post, 300, 400 likes. And, people were just like, hey, like, I'm inspired by your journey. Like, how'd you do it? So I was just like, hey, like, I like to, share my journey and teach people about multifamily real estate. So, like, I remember I just set up a weekly Q&A, like every Wednesday at like 7 p.m. And it was so, yeah, I was on like Google Meets or like Zoom. And I remember literally I just would like host a session, and then like I was like, hey, this is the link. Give me your email if you want the link, or here's a link here. So I did both, right? I would, if they gave me the email, then I would, send the invite. If not, basically, they just would click the link to join, right? I remember the first time I wasn't really expecting much, but I remember I logged on. I had like about 5 people join on. So I remember like, and a lot of these people ended up following me on YouTube. I think maybe still to this day, unless they unsubscribe. But anyways, like I was just like, wow, it's like 5 people. I was like expecting no one to show up, right? So 5 people showed up, and then I just started talking about my journey. People would ask questions, and I would answer it. So I was like, oh, this is like, it felt very fulfilling for me, right? Because I love to like share what I learned. Like I wish someone taught me this, so I feel kind of obligated to teach other people, and that's part of what I do as a pharmacist, right? Like I'm used to like teaching and educating nurses, educating patients, educating doctors, educating other newer pharmacists. So it was very natural for me. So I remember I kept on doing that every week. I remember like in the beginning it was like 5 people, and then the next time there was like 10 people. I think at one point I had like 30 people on the call, and I was just like so shocked, right? And then out of those 30, they just kept on showing up and asking questions, and it was really engaging. And then they this is when real estate was more hyped, right? Compared to today, like it's not as hyped. Um, so and then people started reaching out to me saying, hey, like, do you have a course? Do you have a mentorship program? Like, I want to learn from you, right? And I was like, huh. Like, I was like, okay. So I started like creating this course, and I, just did like a quick PowerPoint. And then I remember I was just like, hey, like, I'm doing a beta pre-sale. Like, does anyone want to buy it? I remember I just listed it for like $500, and then like I emailed it out to the group, and like instantaneously, like 2 people just bought it. And I was just like, it kind of shattered my mind. I was like, wait, like, you'd pay me to do this? Like, I do this for free. So like at that point, my mindset got kind of shattered. So all these videos, these sessions I did, I actually record them. It's making the origins of making multifamily money, which is my mentorship program today. But now, like, if you look at my videos, like in the beginning, the oldest, like they're just those recorded sessions. And people are like, oh my god, you're teaching us so much, you're giving us so much value. So I was like, oh, it was really good, right? So but unfortunately, I think I kept on doing it every week, but after a while it started to trickle down, right? Like less people came. At one point no one came, so I was just like, okay, well, I still like teaching. So that's when I just started just recording myself, right? I remember I was recording myself on my laptop for some reason, even though I had a 4K phone. I didn't even know why, but like I was just so used to recording my laptop. I just would share about my journey, and I just kept on posting it. And I remember I'd post like once a week to like 3 times a week to 4 times to 5 times. Now I just post every day, and I do a long form video, and I do shorts. And for me, it was just really an outlet for me to teach and to better, because by teaching and talking it out, it kind of helps me myself, right? With that. So start creating content, and then I create the full mentorship program, which is like a course as well as like coaching combined. So people can like leverage my systems. But I give a lot free on my YouTube channel, but for those who want a more structured learning environment, that's the whole point of the mentorship, right? Yeah, there's a bunch of PowerPoints where you can learn, and I voice it over. And then the most benefit is the coaching, where we can analyze deals together, and then I can help formulate your offer and how to kind of pitch your creative offer as well as your traditional offer, right? So for those who like that type of environment, mentorship works for them, right? It worked great for me. Like because of mentorship, I was able to change my mindset and scale up to like 90 units at one point, right? And make me a multifamily investor today, right? If it wasn't for that, I would have not had that mindset shift and wouldn't own no multifamily today. So for me, definitely worth it, right? And for my mentorship, I think I paid like $30,000, but just from my multifamily alone, I've probably made like, geez, like 800,000 for my 26 unit, and I would say at least $400,000 from my 20 unit, right? So it's like a $1.2 million in just equity, and that's not including the cash flow that I'm making right now between the two, right? So right now, I think my 20 unit cash flow is about $1,500, and then my 26 unit cash flow is a lot better. That one's at least like $8,000, right? So it pays for itself once you have the skills, and you can leverage the skills and the systems and the processes, right, to expedite your own journey. That's why I'm love sharing my journey, because I'm like, learn from me, right? Whether you want to be coached or mentorship course or just watching my videos, right? You'll learn, and then just take action is the most next important step, right? Just take action. And I guess if you put some money, you have some skin in the game, you're more likely to take action, versus if you're just kind of passively watching and learning, right? So anyways, that's how I at least function. And just started sharing my journey. And I think at one point I was getting kind of bored talking to myself, so I brought on some guests to share their journey. And then now, like, I think YouTube kind of helped me. I kind of hit my low in 2023 when I was just really burnt out. I think I got like, what was 2023? I think I got like laid off from my job, or I had a job that was like not that great. And then I basically, what did I do? I was stressed out renovating my 26 unit apartment complex. I was renovating my 20 unit apartment complex. I had to start a new job that like had a far commute, and then my mobile home park wasn't doing that great, so it was like really stressing me out. I remember like I'd wake up like every day super stressed. I felt very depressed. I probably was depressed, and I think just being able to go through that and then share my journey on YouTube was like very healing for me, to be honest. So that's why I say I selfishly was doing it for myself, right? Like it was healing for me to share, and then to give an insight as to what it's really like to be an entrepreneur, what it's like to own real estate, and what it's like to really push yourself to that limit, right? Because like I said, I was working full time, and then I was busting my ass off, and I was losing like $10,000 a month on my mobile home park, right? So like, because of bad property management, it was a bad deal, right? And I was trying to get out of it, and I was trying to sell it, and it was just a lot of highs and lows. Like, I'd have someone go under contract, and then they would ask for an extension and another extension and another extension. I just wanted to get this over with, because it's stressful losing like $10,000 a month, right? No matter how you skin the cat, it's like really stressful losing $10,000 a month. So besides the stress, and then I was stressing out my girlfriend, now fiance. So I think 2023 I hit my rock bottom until I sold my mobile home park in I think November of 2023, and that was the day I was like, oh, I could breathe a sigh of relief. And 2024 was just me recovering from that, and then me just kind of focusing back on my personal life, right? Because I kind of compromised that a lot. I remember it was so hard to take me out on the weekends, and you can see all my videos. I have videos talking about how I was depressed, I was anxious, and it was all self-induced, right? Like, it's because I was just going through a tough time, right? I was pushing myself, and I guess it didn't feel as good to like own the 26 units, a 20 unit, as I thought it would be. But looking back in retrospect, that period of my life was when I learned the most about myself. I gained a lot of clarity about how I want to invest. I solidified that I don't want a shiny object syndrome, and I learned a lot of like stress mitigation strategies that helped optimize my mindset, right? That's when I started doing my morning routine. When I hit rock bottom, it's like, what, I gotta mix things up. Like, if I'm depressed, I gotta change things up. I'd wake up, I would stretch, journal. That's when I started journaling. I would focus on silence, peace, and then just focusing on gratitude, making sure I work out a little bit, and just knowing that, like, what, this is like the higher power testing me, and it's gonna make me a better person. And it has, right? In retrospect, it has. In the moment, you feel like you're shit, you feel like you're at rock bottom, you're depressed. I remember I was like such low energy. Like, I was getting sick a lot. I was like, didn't want to do anything on the weekends besides sleep. I would sleep like 10 hours a day and still be tired. So like, yeah, that's rock bottom, right? But I learned a lot. I remember telling myself then, like, when you're in rock bottom, just look around, soak it in, and learn and document everything. So that's the whole point of me doing it on YouTube, as well as like journaling, was just to document that journey and my mindset. But I just remember I was just like really stressed, and like, I was like, god damn, like, that's why I don't want to do mobile home parks, because it's hard to sell, it's hard to exit a mobile home park. So like, why go through all this like pain and headache with that. So that was kind of, and I just started documenting my journey since then. And then slowly over time, the videos picked up. Like honestly, I never really went that viral, and like obviously you can tell I don't edit my videos, right? I literally just record on my Samsung Galaxy 24 now in 4K, and I just sit there. I don't script, I just talk and share, right? Because I don't want to edit it. I want to be very raw, and this could be holding me back from scaling real estate, but or scaling my YouTube channel. But for me, I'm just like want it to be very raw and just to share it, right? I don't script anything. I don't have a script. I just speak from my mind and from my heart. That's it, right? So, and it might be a limiting belief, but I know there's a lot of channels out there that do no editing, no thumbnails, and their channels are doing great. So I think I'm patient enough where if I just am consistent and I'm raw, and I think over time it will grow. And like I said, I'm not looking to become famous from this. I'm just literally documenting a journey for myself so I can watch it later, and for my kids so that they can learn my journey through my different phases of life, right? And then also to teach you guys. I just love to teach and I love to talk, and my fiance is sick of hearing me, right? So really that's what the whole thing is. And like I said, if it blows up, great. If not, that's fine too, right? Like I already find enough fulfillment just by sharing my journey with you guys, the few that do watch. But yeah, I didn't really go viral. It took me, I think, like a year and a half just to hit, I think, to get monetized. No, wait, longer than that. I just was monetized in March of this year. So I've been doing this for about 2.5 years now. So actually it took me about almost 2 years to get monetized, and I'm like posting every day. And all that, right? So like it's a grind. And then like I see a lot of like YouTube channels where like they're obviously more edited. They optimize for like clicks, they optimize for editing, they optimize with script, and they're legit company, but they don't own much real estate themselves. Like a lot of people are talking about real estate on YouTube, they barely own any real estate, right? And then I was just like, well, I actually own a bunch of real estate at 1.90 units, currently 52 units, no partners, no raising capital, just myself, a normal guy working a W-2 job. I'm gonna W-2. I save my money, I buy real estate, my real estate builds up equity, I pull up equity, use the equity to buy my real estate, right? So I did this myself without any partners, no glitz, no glam, right? And then like my channel's not doing that great in comparison, but I just know, just be patient, and eventually those who are legit will rise to the top, right? Like I said, there's a lot of content creators, they just talk about flipping real estate, which it's quick money but doesn't build wealth, right? But those channels do better. Or like wholesaling real estate, but like I guarantee you I'm probably wealthier than all those people, right? Like wealthier because but I don't have the fast cash. I have the long-term wealth generation, right? If you wholesale real estate, it's quick cash. If you flip real estate, it's quick cash. I'm about that long-term cash, but obviously that's why I still work my W-2, right? If I had quick cash, then I don't need to do my W-2 anymore. But you just buy yourself another job. I don't want to flip real estate. I want to renovate and keep it, right? Unless I just don't want the deal anymore, then I'll sell it. But my goal is to renovate it to keep it. I did all the hard work, right? Why would I want to sell it? So, just started sharing my journey, and I remember it took me like, maybe a year and a half just to hit 1,000 subs. I remember I first crossed 1,000 views in one video, and I was like, oh my god, it's changing. And then I have one video that hit like 20,000. Like I don't know how. Like I think YouTube, it's like so random. Like if the algorithm just picks you up, then you'll go viral, right? But if you look at most content creators out there, that have like 30, 40,000 subs, they just have like 1 or 2 videos that went viral that like got most of the subs. But the other videos aren't, they're making like 1,000 views, which isn't that much if you have like 30,000 subs. So for me, I don't really do the comparison game. I just keep on going, and it's just nice knowing that like there's like channels out there like Clear Value Tax. Like he doesn't edit the videos, but he talks about like news, and he's more about negativity focused. Like for me, I don't want to do like the negative clickbait stuff. I just share my opinion, right? But obviously if I optimize towards negativity, and clickbait, I can get more views, more subscribers. But that's not my point. Like for me, I'm just like a regular dude buying real estate, and I just want to share my journey with you. I'll share my successes, I'll share my losses, very raw, very unfiltered, unedited, right? That's intentional. It might just be me being lazy because I don't want to edit, right? um, but if it's overly edited, I'm like I said, most people are just teaching it. They don't even like own real estate themselves. Like most of these finance YouTubers, they barely own any real estate, right? And they talk about it. So I'm like, it doesn't make sense. Like I'm just telling you what I'm doing as an actual owner of real estate. So, fast forward to today, I got about 3,500 subs. And when I finally got monetized in like March of this year, I remember I had a stretch where like my videos were doing great. I had a lot of watch time. And I finally hit I think I hit 1,000 subs. That's the easy part, but the hard part is the 4,000 watch hours. And I think I finally hit that within the past year. You have to get 4,000 watch hours within a rolling 365 days. So I finally hit that. And then now, fast forward today, I have about 3,500 subs. I post daily. My videos, I don't know, they kind of average maybe 200 views a video. Occasionally I have a video that maybe pops to 1,000. I had one video only do 20,000 a long time ago. And, subscriber count, it's very steady Eddie, maybe like 2 or 3 a day, nothing fancy. And my payout, so if you stayed this far, thank you. But roughly every month, I've kind of been, since I first got monetized like maybe 4 or 5 months ago, I average about $150 a month. So it's not even that much money. Like I make like more than that in an hour just working my W-2, right? Like just more than that 1 hour. And then if you factor my real estate, so like it's really nothing. The coaching income is probably where most of the money comes from, but it's not even that much either. Like I think I've been averaging about maybe 25 to 30K a year from like coaching / mentorship. Obviously it's slowed down a bit because real estate kind of lost its hype. Obviously because interest rates are higher and real estate's not as sexy. But like I said, like for me, I'm just doing the coaching like on the side. Like I actually like teaching people, so for me it's like great. I can get paid to do this, and then to share some of the lessons I learned, because I learned too when I coach. So to share that on YouTube as well. So for me, it's just really documenting and sharing my journey, and maybe one day I'll be big. If great, if not, that's fine too. Like you said, I just like doing this organically, just documenting my journey, and I just want it to be in a way, because I'm a very busy person, right? I work a full-time W-2. I'm managing my real estate portfolio, I'm trying to balance my life with my fiance. I like to have activities, so like I just want to like minimize time. So right now my fiance's at work, so I'm right here in front of the gym, just recording right before I go to the gym, right? And so that's why I currently don't edit, but maybe one day, if my YouTube blows up, and because I don't want to invest any money into like editing. I don't think it'll make my videos do that much better. Might be a limiting belief once again, but if the YouTube channel just starts paying me enough where it pays for itself, then obviously I will do it. So that's something that I've definitely been considering, but I don't know. Like you said, I don't want to invest money on editing daily if I don't know it's going to make any money, right? So for me, it's just more raw, more documented, and I think I can still grow this style, and I'm okay waiting for a long period of time as long as I give valuable insights in that. So from YouTube, you can kind of see for about 2.5 years now, like I said, I make about, let's say 200, let's just be nice, $200 a month times 5. I made $1,000 off YouTube, despite I think I posted 900 videos, about 3,500 subscribers at this point. And then every year it's about maybe 25K from the coaching and mentorship. So it's about 75,000. That's most of my money. I never had a sponsor. Hoping TurboTax will sponsor me, or PropStream, or Vanguard, one of those three. I never had a sponsor. And like I said, my best video only did like 20,000. So anyways, this is my rant on why I started YouTube, and how much money I made on it, and like why I do it. And like I said, for me, it was just the fulfillment of just talking about it, sharing it, and getting it off my chest, and be able to self-reflect. I think it's been very valuable for myself. So if I just have the benefit of YouTube, I'm happy with that already, right? Any money I make, even if it replaces my W-2, like it's a cherry on top, and I would chalk it up to like just being very consistent over a long period of time, and eventually one video pops off, and that's it, right? So anyways, if you're interested in buying multifamily real estate with some guidance, check out my mentorship program down below. Let me know what questions you have. Please like, comment, subscribe. Hope to see you in the next one. Thank you so much.